Hi there, welcome to the Bradbury Young channel, welcome to my Friday sews. Now, I've not done too much this week, but I have managed to get something made, and I suppose I'm sort of part way along on some of my projects, so that's where I'm at the moment. So let's have a quick look, first of all, at what I have actually made, which is a skirt, which is this Simplicity 8650. Which is a skirt that I've made before, quite a few times actually, but I keep challenging myself to keep making this skirt because each time I make it with like different materials, so with it being such a basic skirt and so easy to make, I find it's a really good practice piece to try out materials that are a little bit different, let's say. So what I've made is this, which is very different. Yeah, this is a bit odd. I can only say, yeah, odd is the only word for it. It's a bit odd, it's some strange material. So what I'll do is I'll put it on and just show you how it actually looks. So here we are, one skirt. Sorry about the colour clashing. I did dress myself this morning, so it's not matching with anything, but yeah, I've got this green and almost cream stripes, not quite white. With it being such a basic skirt, it's just elasticated waist, and yeah, fits very nice. But the odd thing about this is the material. It's very, it's very swishy, and it is very nice. It's very lightweight, but this material is just so odd. I just can't place it. It's polyester, I imagine, of some sort, but it's got a very slight texture to it, and I thought it'd be really difficult to work with, but actually it wasn't too bad at all. It did sort of stay where I wanted it to stay without really creeping. There was a little bit creeping there. It is woven, and I just find it a really odd material. So there we go, one skirt. Now I did do a lining on this, as it says in the pattern, and the lining is the same colour, same material as the main. So I just had enough material to do it that way. It was easier. Now one of the things I did do, and this is going to be hard to show, and it was a bugger to get right, was that the stripe on the lining is in contrast to the stripe on the outer garment, on the main skirt. So I did that because I wanted to hopefully stop it from being quite so see-through, because it is sort of sheer, not really noticeable, I don't think, but yeah, nice skirt, fits well, nice length to it, nice skirt. I've got enough material left to actually make a top, so I ought to make a top, I suppose, if I can. If there's enough there, I might try and make a short sleeve shirt to go with it, and I think that'll go quite nicely with this, because I've got nothing else that contrasts or goes with it. So what can I wear it with if I don't have a nice green top of some sort, or a very neutral top, because this blue's sort of clash really, but there you go. Purple tights as well, so that really clashes, but there we go, one nice skirt. The next thing is something that I've been working on, upcycling, and it's from this material. This is from the caftan sort of dress that I had. I made this skirt from it already, and what I wanted to do was to use the top section to make a top. I've sort of been getting on with that. Got a little bit of an issue with it at the moment, but what I'll do is I'll put it on with how far I've got along, and you'll see what I'm trying to do with it. So here we are so far with it. What I did is I fully took it apart, the top section, because it had that lining in it that I wasn't very happy about, that I decided, as great as it might be, I didn't want it in there, so I did have to take it completely apart and put it back together. Now in doing that, because of the way the seam allowance was, as I've come in slightly to be able to re-sew it back up, I've actually taken out a certain amount of room, so it's actually a more closer fitting without me having to put too much into it for restructuring. I have completely recut this neckline. The idea being is that I'm going to try and use what was the facing piece to make a little bit of a collar thing, something on that. I'm not sure yet. Don't know how that'll work or even if it will work. As far as the actual armholes go, I took the sleeves off and I've used the sleeves to, one, make this sort of bit of a button placket here that's on it, and I'm going to use this other sleeve and the other bits I might have to make some binding tape to go round on these sleeves. But the first thing I've got to sort out is actually on the shoulder, because I've actually pinned these shoulders back, because without them there's this huge amount of room here. It's really baggy and I can't decide what to do. I've pinned the shoulders back to see if that might work, and it doesn't seem too bad. It might be a workable thing. I've just got to work out the angle and how that shoulder's going to sew back up. I don't want to take it from under here because I don't want to lose that movement that I've got under the arm. I could put a dart in, but because it was never cut to have a dart, the dart's got to sit at an angle coming down almost, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make that work. But at the moment the shoulders are the main thing. I think once I've worked out how to get that shoulder sorted, then effectively I'll be able to finish it off, because then it's just, you know, finishing off the neckline, armholes, and doing the hem. Oh, and obviously putting a couple of buttons on. And with this I'm probably only going to put, say, like 3 buttons on there, and have it so it just sort of sits open at the top, which is quite nice. Nice, light, easy wearing. I say summery top. Why do I keep making summery tops? I need to make something that's going to be wintry, I suppose, especially when it gets to winter. But then I'll have the skirt to go with it. But yeah, coming along nicely, and I think won't be too long before I manage to get this sorted out. Now, I've been doing a bit of practicing sewing with some stretchy material, some fold over elastic and stuff like that, because one of my next projects and one of the next makes I wanted to do was something with some stretchy material. So I thought, well, I'll just have a bit of practice, because I want to get better at doing stretchy stuff, and also with things like bias binding, the stretchy stuff, and, you know, stretchy elastic, fold over elastic and stuff. So I had a bit of a practice and been having a bit of a go, and bit of an issue. Well, not so much with the actual sewing, but with the brother machine, the foot pedal to be more precise. I had this machine a little while, not massively long time, but I mean, it was, you know, it's a second-hand machine, and I could tell that it had been heavily used. Somebody has lovingly made lots of garments with that machine, and it's been used a lot over the years. So it's not in its prime, but it was still quite usable. Now, I've been noticing that on the odd occasion, sometimes the foot pedal was a bit unresponsive. I'd put my foot on it and nothing would happen, or it would be a bit sluggish in getting going. And that's been okay, you know, I've been able to work with that. But then when I was doing this bit of practice sewing, well, it got to the point where basically I'd put my foot on it and I'd put it down, and either it would be like chunk, 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 really, really slowly, and it just wouldn't do anything, or it was at full speed. Or I'd put my foot on it, press it down to get it going, it would be really slow, chunk, 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 as it were, and then all of a sudden, and it would just take off, and no matter what I did, it wouldn't go back to going slowly again until I take my foot off and just let it rest for a couple of minutes, and then it would be temperamental, sort of either really slow again and then really fast, either way. But basically there's slow and full speed and nothing else in between. So I think basically this foot pedal has had it. They don't last forever, obviously, the trouble being is that obviously that Brother Boutique is quite a versatile machine. It's a nice little machine. It's got a lot more functions to it. I can do a lot more on it than the Janome. The Janome is a great machine, but it is a much more basic machine, so I don't have the versatility that I require, especially when it comes to doing the stretchy stuff. The Brother, the Boutique is just really good at doing that. So I suppose until I find another foot pedal, there are replacements out there. I had a look. Whether they're going to be right or not, I don't know, because this is the genuine one. It's got the label on the bottom with Brother written on it, so it's the original foot pedal, I take it. So if I can find a replacement, I might be back in business with it. That's presuming that it is just a foot pedal, but the way it seems to be working, that's what I'm taking it is just the foot pedal. It's just not working anymore. So yeah, the plan is to try and find a replacement foot pedal, and hopefully I can get that Brother Boutique machine back up and running, so I can get back onto the good stretchy stuff. So having lost the Brother machine for now, I was looking at my list, which is up there, and thinking, well, what can I do next? If I'm not going to do any of the stretchy projects, or anything with a stretch material to it, then I'm going to need a different project to get on with, besides the couple that I've already got going. And I've decided to go with the Simplicity 8186, which was on my list to do. And this one's quite good because it's 2 items. You've got what is called a slip dress, which is that one there, and a wrap dress in 2 lengths and styles. One of them is with sleeves and it's longer, and one of them was without sleeves and it's shorter. And of that one there, see, and that's what I'm going to have a go at. See if I can get the line drawings. See at the bottom there, that's the one I'm going to have a go at, and see if I can make that. Now the material I've got for it is, it's black, but it's a bit weird. It's definitely a woven, but it feels like a crepe. It's got a look and a feel of it of what I think is a crepe. I know it won't really show up on the camera, but that's how it feels. It's slightly sheer. And there is a little bit of natural stretch in that, only a little bit, because of the way the material is. So I'm going to make that. It's almost like an over wrap, isn't it? The way that this been portrayed and put on here by the model on there. So yeah, I think that'll work quite well. Whether I'll do a different coloured pocket on the front to give it an accent rather than it being black, I don't know. I might try and use the material that I'm going to use to make the slip. So if anything, I've got 2 jobs to do really with this one. Make the wrap and then make the slip dress, and I'll probably do that straight after. So that is the next main project to be getting on with, which hopefully won't take me too long. I certainly hope not. So the last thing to tell you about is something that I sort of started a long time ago, but I finally actually started to get a move on with the project. It's a Kwik Sew 3899 waistcoat, which is a really nice pattern. It is a lined waistcoat, and what I've managed to do now is to get all my pieces cut out. I'm doing a mock-up, that's why we've got a big bundle of white and purple material. It's not representing the project properly in that the material I am going to be using is much thicker than that. This is just so I can get an understanding of the construction process and how it's meant to go together. One of the things with this is that the waistcoat has got two styles, A and B. I'll do it from the back here. Now A has a collar but is straight on the bottom, straight hem, whereas B has no collar but has got that angled sort of almost diamond point to the bottom of it. And I wanted the collar but with the angled point, so I've had to merge the two patterns together, or at least the front part of it, and that's what I was taking my time about sorting out, getting that sorted so I could get on with the project. Well, I've done that, sorted out the pattern pieces and how I'm going to do it. So now I've got my mock-up material cut out. I just need to start actually sewing it up. So I will get on with that. I am videoing this, so I will be putting that up. I'm going to put it up in several videos because it's not going to be the quickest thing. I don't want a really long video, so probably about 3 videos, possibly, hopefully, and that'll then be made. I will put them up, and obviously if you subscribe you'll get a notification when my videos come out, and you'll be able to see the hopeful progress of the construction of this waistcoat come together. And I'm looking forward to that. I better get on with it really and make sure that it does actually happen, because I've been waiting a long time to get this project going. I've been taking too long about deciding how I'm going to get it together. So yeah, if you subscribe you'll certainly get to see that coming together. And I think, well, that's about it for this week. Doesn't seem like a lot. Been slowed down because I don't have the Brother sewing machine anymore, so I am just using the Janome. Like I say, it's a great sewing machine and it's a real bit of a workhorse. It's just a bit basic, and I feel like I need a bit more than that, so I have to wait and see how that goes and what happens with getting replacement parts for that. But there you go. Things don't always go well for you, don't always go as straight as you plan them to be, so I'll just have to crack on and see where I get on with. So if you like my video, please do give it a click. It really does help if you leave a like there, and thank you very much. Comments are welcome. Subscribe, and obviously you'll get notifications of when new videos come out. And that's it for this week. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!